make sure we tap in with our fan mocks because we do appreciate whenever y'all do send those in, man. And we continue to update them on the website as well, arthurmotors.com. Anytime y'all send those mocks in, man, we are constantly making sure that we putting that out there, man, so that way y'all can have y'all GM skills on display.
These ones are a little spicy.
These ones definitely are, man. They definitely are. And I like the fact that this was another unique group, man. Anytime we go through and we're looking at the different names, stuff like that, who's submitting, it's always cool to just hear the little backstories, man, with the info that y'all put in and stuff like that. But I'm going to start with the first one, Dr. King Schultz. He tunes in with us from Germany. Doesn't catch a lot of the lives, but he's literally watched all of these shows on replay. He gave me the full recap of all of our shows. But he's a fan of you, though, Deke. He definitely likes your energy. He likes your takes, all right?
Thanks.
So shout out to you, Dr. King Schultz. But he starts this thing off spicy, man. Trading out of that 17th spot with the Seattle Seahawks to go back to the 20th overall selection. And then from there, he also picked up an additional third round, the 83rd overall pick, and a fifth round pick, the 154th selection. So with that, to run it down, first round he went 20th overall, Anton Harrison, the tackle out of Oklahoma. Then at 32, Mozzie Smith, big body D tackle out of Michigan. At 49, Trenton Simpson, athletic rangy linebacker from Clemson. At 80 overall, Garrett Williams. Then with that additional third round pick that he traded for, he went at 83 overall, Jordan Battle, the safety out of Alabama. Roll Tide. Then from there at 120, he goes Jaden Reed, the speedy slot receiver from Michigan State. At 154, Yasir Abdullah, the edge rusher out of Louisville. Then from there, my quarterback, 234 overall, Stetson Bennett, the two-time national champ out of Georgia. And then at 241, the running back out of Minnesota, Muhammad Ibrahim. So,
this is a good draft.
I love a lot of this, dude. It was weird for me.
How do we get all that for just moving down 3 picks? We get a third rounder?
Because, yeah, he moved down 3, but he picked up additional third and a fifth, fourth.
I feel like it's a steal.
Yeah. Like, I do like that part. And when you talk about the positions, Anton Harrison, man, we feel like he's, one of those top 5 tackles in this group. I feel like he's behind your Broderick's, behind your Paris Johnsons, your Peter Skoronskis and stuff like that. But he's next up after that. Him, or Darnell Wright, they're all in those next conversations and stuff. So I definitely like that. When all you did was move back 3 spots, you still get you a good player, but you didn't have to necessarily reach or, overdraft him in that sense. Mozzie Smith, man, Mozzie a good player. I think he has so much more potential. He just has to get more consistent. But in terms of what he brings, he's like Larry Ogunjobi. But I think he has more power, whereas Larry Ogunjobi has more speed and agility. I think that's the difference when watching those two. But Mozzie, man, is a good player. I just think you just need to get him more refined. A Cam Hayward next to him, though, or teaching him in practice, mentoring him, that gets that up to speed. That gets that playing where it needs to be, playing and play out, because his potential is crazy. But when you watch him, it can get up and down at times. Trenton Simpson. We've been saying we need an athletic, rangy linebacker, right? Whether it's been Deke, whether it's been me, when TG on, he talks about it as well.
This is TG.
This is him.
This is TG's picture.
This is the guy
Trent
right here,
Simpson's
man.
Is TG's
this is
long
him.
Lost brother.
This is him, bro. This is him. So you get the guy that looks like him, but at the same time, man, is rangy as heck. Good player, off-ball linebacker in Clemson, man. So I definitely like that. Garrett Williams, low risk, high reward signing. We know he's coming off of an injury, but when healthy, man, this dude was one of the top corners, man. Really good man-to-man guy, athletic, ball skills, everything jumps off that you want. Jordan Battle. Like this one. And I like it even more so because of the Keanu Neal signing. Get me a young guy, but I have my vet. I have my vet early on. I got my young guy ready to learn. I got my young guy that's going to ultimately be my answer going forward. But I just think that it's a good scenario and it's good value in the third round. I don't think we had to, take it in the first or in the second. So I did like that. Jaden Reed, the slot element of it. We talked about him, was that yesterday, right? So
yeah,
at least he gives you some of that competition. Yasir Abdullah, he's interesting to me. I love him as a pass rusher. I don't like him as an outside linebacker, though. It's weird, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't marked his edge.
Yeah.
He's like one of those dudes that could do it all.
Yeah, I like him when he rushes. I don't want him playing outside linebacker full time though. Like he's rangy as heck. I love his clothes. I love his burst, but he's not a dude that you're gonna have be stout at the point of attack playing against, setting edges. Like that's not his game. And when you watch him, how they used him at Louisville, they would move him a lot in some of those instances, man. But to me, he's just an athlete, man. I would love him on our rover situation. I love him as the move around guy because his ability to blitz, but I also think he could cover, man. I think he has that type of potential because of how athletic he is.
Yeah, I was thinking Honey Badger a little bit, but
like he's rangy, bro.
I don't know if he's got those coverage abilities, but yeah, with him coming off the edge and doing some of the blitzing he was at Louisville and then also dropping into coverage, he's just a guy you get and you figure it out.
The way that Louisville utilized him was similar to how Drew Sanders was utilized at Arkansas.
That's what I thought.
Play some on the outside, play some on the inside. We'll blitz him. He'll play in coverage.
He's like the light version.
Yes, I was going to say
the lesser
definitely
version.
The watered down version. But I like him though, man. Yeah, definitely like this one though, man.
Yeah, and then Bennett, and you got a little third string RB there too. That's a good draft.
Yeah.
I can't hate on this, man.
Shout out to Dr. King.
Maybe
Schultz,
I would have drafted differently after doing that trade.
Mm-hmm.
But still, these are good quality players. I think the one criticism would be, could we have gotten another corner?
Versus Garrett?
Yeah, I'm fine with the Garrett pick, but...
Oh, just an additional corner.
You wonder to probably replace either Harrison or Smith.
Because I'm trying.
Like
He didn't double
we've got
dip.
Deontay Banks round one, and then you have Garrett who's still recovering off his injury, waiting in the wings.
Because if you notice, he doesn't double dip at any position. He doesn't two tackle.
Yeah, I'm fine with Garrett. I think I would like a different corner.
Okay.
Or an addition. Yeah, you're right. Additional corner with it.
I like it though,
But
man.
yeah, if you're going D line, Smith's a fine pick. You're going athletic linebacker, Simpson's good. You're going cornerback late. Garrett Williams, an excellent pick.
I love the flyer
Extra
on
safety,
Yasir.
battle.
I like the Yasir Abdullah pickup because of that, like, explosive, athletic, rangy, could play him multiple spots. Like, I like that.
That's a good one.
All right, shout out to Dr. King Schultz then, man. Over there in Germany, baby. Let's go. Next up, man, we got to talk about the homie Kobe Grace. Kobe Grace is another one of those people, man, rocks with us, man, tunes in a good amount. He wanted to give us some context ahead of time, so let me tell you the thought process.
I see the trade.
All right, so he says this. The reason why he wanted to go with the trade is because he had ran a couple of mocks. In the majority of his mocks, the way he had it set up, all of the corners were going super early. So his thing was he wanted to guarantee that he could get one of those corners. Okay. So that was ultimately why he decided to make the trade to start this thing out. Now, if I remember correctly, I think Big Noriega, TG, and Deke on certain days is going to love this first trade that started out. But ultimately, the Pittsburgh Steelers in this scenario trade Jalen Johnson and this year's 7th round pick, 234th overall, a first rounder from next year, and a third rounder.
Wait, we just got fleeced.
Just listen.
This trade's terrible.
Just listen, and then a third rounder for 2 years ago, or for 2 years in the future. Okay, but we get to move up from 17 to 11 overall. Well, no, not move up. We still have our 17th overall pick, and we pick up the 11th overall. That's the difference. We never gave up anything. We just gave up Deontay.
I still don't like this. We gave up next year's first too.
Yeah, but this is what he does. So from there, at 11th overall, he goes JPJ. Joey Porter Jr. At 17, he goes Jordan Addison right here. Then at 32 overall, he went with DeJuan Jones out of Ohio State. At 49, Nathaniel Dell, a.k.a. Tank Dell. Then at 80 overall, Garrett Williams, 120. Ivan Pace Jr. in the 4th. And then in the final 7th round, 241, went with Aiden O'Connell, the quarterback out of Purdue.
On paper, I don't mind the draft. I don't like the trade.
Okay.
I don't think I like the trade.
Okay.
The draft looks pretty good because I guess we have 2 first-round picks. You get Porter Jr., Addison, DeJuan Jones, sure,
and
fine
then
pick.
You spend the block, get Tank Dell. I'm like
Garrett Williams.
I'm like, okay, so you end up with 2 receivers out of this thing for the price of 1, so to speak.
I don't like this trade.
Yeah.
I want Deontay in the room.
Okay.
As a leader. And
Okay.
I don't. So we're pick swapping round one for round one, and probably we're gonna be drafting higher than 11 next year. Like we should be.
Yeah, we should be in the back of this
I
thing.
mean, we should be 32.
Yeah.
So sure, 11's a better value pick than whatever we're probably drafting next year. But it's also a third, and you're trading Deontay, who I mean, even based off last year, I still think he's like a top 20 receiver.
Yeah, I think it depends on how you view Deontay. Also, how do you view these rookies? If you're a guy that thinks Jordan Addison is giving you Deontay productivity year one, then you're not tripping on that. And you're saying to yourself, well, I also have my lockdown corner for the next 10, and I got my receiver. But then I also picked up my slot guy in Tank Dell. I'm not a fan of the DeJuan Jones pick just because he's a right, and I want a left tackle.
Yeah.
But then from there, even with the Garrett Williams pickup, like we know that's still the low risk, high reward, but it just depends on how you view it in this situation because we know it's probably not going to be ready at the start of the season just based on where it's coming back from the ACL that he tore was at October. So from there, Ivan Pace Jr., rangy, off-ball linebacker. So you have that athlete. We'll see what productivity you get from him early on. And then, flyer on a third round, on a third quarterback. So it just, like I said, it's bold.
On paper, again, I like the draft
if
the trade wasn't involved, but of course the trade has to be involved for this draft to happen. And then, as I'm thinking about it more, as you just went through it, Ivan Pace Jr., it's like Mark Robinson.
Yeah, that's
we need
what it is,
something unique. We need something like Drew Sanders or Trenton Simpson.
Yep.
Or a DeMarvion Overshown because he's been going in the third or fourth round in these mocks, right? That's what I prefer there. But I like the guys as a whole here. It's risky.
It's super risky. That's the thing. It's super risky.
On paper, it looks fine, but I think in reality, it's a little risky. Just trading Deontay like that. Who's your leader in that receiver room?
But how many times have we talked about trading Deontay, though? He's been the name that people bring up. Move on from Deontay. Cut Deontay. Trade Deontay.
Nah, I'd like to keep Deontay. It does make sense to trade him. I get it, but
still standing on. He don't think Deontay gonna take another snap in Pittsburgh. Remember that? I still ain't forget that one. He said that. Yeah.
I get why you trade Deontay, save the cap space, get a rookie receiver and all that, but Deontay is still a good receiver.
Could Jordan Addison give you the same productivity?
And his contract's not bad. Like it becomes a good contract after this year.
No, but this is the question. Would you rather pay $18 million for Deontay, or would you rather have Jordan Addison on a rookie deal? Do you think the production is similar enough or close enough to justify the $18 million difference potentially?
What are we using with it, though? Are we signing someone else with that money we'd be saving? Or no, we actually wouldn't, because how it works out is we'd only save like 4 or 5 with the trade. I don't think that's worth it this year.
Okay.
I think you continue to go off what you were building last year and what Kenny and Deontay have been working this offseason on. And, I don't think you got to rock the boat that much.
Okay.
If you want to draft Addison and have them all in the room together for 1 year and then talk about a Deontay trade afterwards after Pickett's
then you wouldn't need
second year going into his third year.
Deontay only had 2 years.
No, he's got 1 more year. However they work the extension, he's got 1 more year.
Okay.
But at that point, this is why I say his contract's not bad then.
Yeah.
His cap hits in the teens, but if you cut him, the dead cap's only like 4 or 5.
Okay.
So you could save like $10 million by cutting him, but then you could probably also have those conversations about a trade, maybe get something in return. Yeah. Have that next offseason, but this year, I think you keep Deontay.
Okay.
I think you do.
Yeah, I know I like Deontay, but I had to throw it in there.
If you want to get, like I said, if you want to get a receiver early though, I think you just keep him. Mitigate that risk of just going all in and expecting a rookie receiver to replace Deontay. Hell, Khan's not afraid to trade mid-season. You could at least see how it plays out for the first 6 or 7 weeks.
I'm with you, man. You know I'm Team Deontay. I want him here. I just be wondering.
I think that's a bad trade, too.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bad trade.
Okay.
We're giving up our first-round pick and third-round pick next year
for
their first, and we're trading away Deontay.
Yeah. But you keep your first round this year and pick up an additional pick right at 11? So it's right outside the top 10.
I'd take Christian Gonzalez if I'm doing that, or Skronsky.
Yeah, but in some of these mocks, them dudes going at 6 and 7.
Yeah, he did say those corners were going early.
Yeah, that was the whole reason why he even moved up to 11 to get JPJ.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do the trade then. Just wait. Just sit at 17. Do Deontay Banks at 17. or whoever, trade down like the dude did on the last mock draft. I really like that.
Yeah, I think it's all about what you're looking for, though. Because we could talk of Deontay Banks, we could talk about trading down, but we've said when you move back, you're getting more value in terms of more picks and stuff like that. But we also know that the talent is a little bit less. Not saying that it's a fall off a cliff, but we're not talking about Deontay Banks, saying that we talk about JPJ, Christian Gonzalez, and Devin Witherspoon.
But if you're going to take him there at 17 anyway, and you move back 3 spots and you're able to get him at 20, I'm just saying, like the last mock did.
Yeah.
He took Harrison. Harrison's been a dude that a lot of people are taking at 17 anyway as well. Mm-hmm. So, I think you grab an extra third-round pick or whatever they're offering if you can move back just a couple picks in the first round. If you want. If not, I'd take Deontay Banks at 17. I don't like this. I don't like this one.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to Kobe Grace. The next one comes from Jalen Johnson. He been holding it down for us in South Carolina, man. We appreciate your support as well. With this one, he starts out with the trade as well. He trades back from 17 to 24. Trading with the Jaguars, moves back to 24, and then also picks up an additional second-round pick, 56 overall. So at 24, he picks Anton Harrison, tackle out of Oklahoma. At 32 overall, Drew Sanders. With the 49th overall pick, Julius Brents, the corner out of Kansas State. Then from there, at 256, or excuse me, not 250, at 56, this is the additional second-round pick that he got by trading back. Goes with Siaki Ika, the nose tackle out of Baylor. Then pick 88. Bro, did all three have the same pick?
I'm loving this draft.
Tell me, did all three pick Garrett Williams at 80, though?
Yeah, I think so.
I low-key felt like that did happen. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't catch that ahead of time. But yeah, so Garrett Williams at 80. Then at 120, KJ Henry. Give me a pass rusher, baby. Then at 234, D Winters. Nice little off-ball linebacker, physical, like the blitzing ability. And then Antoine Green, wide receiver out of UNC at 241.
This one's
so
my
this
favorite.
That trade back you just talked about, right?
Yeah, I really like this. You get a Harrison in the first round still. Then you get Drew Sanders, your athletic linebacker. Mm-hmm. Brent's high upside guy. Now that would be my one critique. If we're doing this trade back, can you still get a Banks at 24? And then maybe could you take like a Cody Mauck or one of those round 2 tackles?
Okay.
Instead of Julius Brents? That would be my one thing I would flip. But I love the theory on it. And then you get Ika, your nose tackle. Round 3, Garrett Williams, flyer on a cornerback there. That could hopefully be around long term.
Yeah.
KJ Henry, there's your third edge rusher. D Winters, he's one of those good college linebackers, limited upside, but showed leadership, was a captain on the team.
Physical.
You hope will bring something to the locker room.
Yeah.
Antoine Green, just flyer on a receiver.
Yeah.
He looked to be pretty fast whenever I watched him.
Yeah, D Winters, man, that'd be a special teams guy, man. He'll get out there, give you productivity there, leadership. KJ Henry, man, I like his burst. Natural rusher, good with his hands, violent, compact, twitchy though, twitchy. Has to get better in terms of playing the run more consistently, hand placement more consistently, but really good natural bend. I love his effort, man. He plays the game hard, plays good, flashes too, man. I love the double dip. Give me 2 corner. If I'm taking Garrett Williams, man, like I said, that's a flyer because he's been hurt. He's coming off of an injury. So with that, Julius Brents, at least I have somebody that I think in Julius Brents, he's not Cam Sutton, but he gives me those vibes in the sense of just like really good all-around player. I don't think he's great at one particular thing, but I like his footwork. I like his hand placement. I like his technique in man-to-man. I like his vision.
We can work with that.
Yeah, like he's just one of those really good players. Like when I think of a DB room, you want a Julius Brents in there, but you don't want Julius Brents to be your number 1 or number 2 guy, if that makes sense. Like if he's my third guy, I feel great about it, and I think he could develop into a number 2. I don't want to start him out at that, but in our scenario, we don't have to because you have a Pat P, you have a Levi Wash, you have an Akello. And Garrett Williams ultimately, to me, has the higher upside once he gets back healthy. So I would at least feel
those
good
could be our
about
guys for the future.
Right.
Develop under Pat P.
So that's kind of like my mindset there. You know, I'm a big fan of Drew Sanders. I need me an athlete at the linebacker spot to offset the Cole Holcomb and the Landon Roberts
Dude,
signings.
and that rushing he brings to the table is
Yeah,
elite.
absolutely, man. He's just a versatile player, man. Really good dude. Plays it the right way. You know I like Siaki Ika, and because we would just be utilizing him in the nose situation, run situations, I think he'll be highly effective. And then from there, Anton Harrison, man. Give me a big body tackle that can move, that can dance with them pass rushers out there, man. Or something to just compete with Dan Moore either way. But I still wouldn't feel terrible about it not beating out Dan Moore because it was at 24. At 24 overall, it's no, you ain't coming in here and it's guaranteed you starting. 17, top 10 is different. Way different conversation. The further back we get, though, in that first round, the easier it would be to not have everybody tripping if the first runner isn't out there playing 100% of the snaps in the first half of the season. So this one, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like this one the best.
Yeah, this one's my favorite.
Like this one the best, bro.
There's maybe some little things I would do different. Instead of the edge rusher, do you grab a receiver right there? Is Tank Dell available at round 4?
Oh, see, for
or
me,
maybe
I love the edge
that Jones dude from Purdue.
See, I like the receiver part, but
Well, I want to
get
get Dupree. That's my stipulation.
Okay, fair enough.
Sign Dupree.
I'm like, yo, give me KJ. He's cheap. It's fun. I like it. Yeah.
And then the only thing I might do different instead of Harrison is draft a Banks there.
Yeah.
And then at round 2, maybe I take whatever best offensive tackles available.
Yeah.
Maybe, because I might do receiver there too and just roll with Dan Moore. But I love the theory. I love the. I'm good with it as is.
I like
to be
this one
honest
a lot,
with you.
bro. Yeah, I like this one a lot, man.
Yeah, because Brents and Williams like that combo.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Sanders, Ika, nose tackle. Yeah, it's great.
And like I said, when you get to the 7th round, it's like, man, pick your poison. Which 7th rounders do you like? All right, you like D. Winters and Antoine Green. Okay, I like Stetson Bennett and Brenton Strange. You know what I mean? Like everybody got this guy versus that guy. So at that stage, man, I don't hate on that at all, man. Yeah, it's a good draft, man. Shout out to Jalen Johnson.
You won today. You might have won all of them.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson, that was a vibe, bro.
That's a great one.
That was a vibe. But shout out to Jalen Johnson, Kobe Grace, and Dr. King Schultz, man. We definitely appreciate y'all tapping in with us. And all of y'all tapping in with us, man. But no, that was a vibe though, man. Like I said, it was different though with today's mocks in contrast to the ones that we've been reviewing because
with those trades.
Yeah, the trades gave us a different vibe with it, man. We liked some of the trades. We weren't as big of fans of some of the other trades though. You know, when you're talking about trading Deontay, that was a little bit more aggressive than our taste per se. But I'm sure for some people, they're going to be like, I like that, man. Hey, give me a Jordan Addison on the cheap. It'll work, so I get it, man. I definitely do.